Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I will be reviewing the Kiss Salon Dip Professional Dipping System Kit, and this kit, believe it or not, costs approximately $12. I'm not sure if that's a universal price or if it just fluctuates depending on where you are, but that's what I paid for it. And this is the packaging, this is what it looks like, and I'm gonna show you guys what's inside in just a second. So while I open the packaging, let me just take this time to apologize for the quality of the first half of the video, where sometimes the camera was just shaking noticeably, and that's just because I was trying out a new setup, but eventually I went back to the old one and the quality does get better about halfway through the video. So anyways, this kit, apparently it claims that the steps are simple, 1 2 3, so we'll just see how that goes. So here we have the Kiss Dip Powder, and the dip powder is basically just acrylic powder. Also, we have the Kiss Activator, we have the Kiss Brush On Gel, which is basically just glue, 2 additional brushes in case the glue brush gets really hard, a soft sponge which we'll use to brush the excess dip powder away, a little manicure stick, nail tips, and I believe it's 40 in total, 20 of the white ones and 20 of the natural ones, a powder dish which we'll pour the dip powder into, and a very mini nail file / buffer. And of course, last but not least, the instructions. If you are planning on getting this kit, be sure you read the instructions to make sure you know what you're doing. I'm gonna take a sec to do that, and I'll see you guys in the next clip. So the first thing I'm gonna do is prep my natural nails, and I'll start by cutting them down because I don't like doing my nails when they're grown. So now I'm just gonna take the little buffer that comes with the kit, and I'm gonna file the free edge of my nails to make sure they're nice and neat. So now I'm just gonna take the manicure stick that comes with the kit and attempt to push my cuticles back. But the first thing I noticed was this little thing right there sticking up before I even had a chance to begin. But anyways, I popped it off and said, okay, let me try again. So I began pushing my cuticles back, and the stick was basically just falling apart in my hands. And I was just like, I'm not doing this, not today. I put this to the side and I went for my old faithful cuticle pusher, which I got off of Amazon. I will be sure to leave a link for you guys in the description box. So if you intend on using this kit, you have something decent to work with, because let me tell you, that was not it. So after doing that, I'm gonna grab the nail buffer that comes with the kit and buff the surface of my natural nails. I'm gonna grab the nail tips, and I'm gonna use the natural ones today because I just feel that the white ones are a little bit too tacky, and I'm gonna look for the ones that fit my natural nails best, and I'm gonna put those to the side. My first thoughts on these tips were that they were so soft and I liked how they felt. I've never really had tips that were this soft, but eventually I was just like, nah, I don't like these tips, but watch and you'll see why. So now I'm just gonna grab the Kiss Brush On Gel, which, as I said before, it's just glue, and I'm gonna apply this inside the well of the tip and press it against my natural nails. Point of information, guys, this glue takes forever to dry. I was losing all my patience. It was annoying, okay? So the next thing I'm gonna do is file the nails to the shape that I want, and you can use the Kiss file if you want. But if you want results, you're gonna use a regular file, and be gentle. Remember I said these tips were soft and I thought I would like it? I don't. I lost 3 nails while filing, and it was annoying because I had to replace one of the natural ones with one of the white ones because there was no more sizing left that could fit my thumb, and that was a bummer. So be careful, guys, these tips are very soft. like I said, you guys will get a better view of what I'm doing later on in the video, but for now, this is me trying to open the dip powder, and this is a visual representation of what I look like when I'm trying to open up to somebody. This thing was stubborn. I had to grab the cuticle pusher and stick it in there. But anyways, I'm gonna pour some of the powder inside of the container that they provided in the kit. And yeah, this part was a little bit overexposed, as you can see. Like, it's a little bit bright there, so I had to cut out a lot of that footage there. So now I'm just showing you guys how I apply the dip powder. The first thing you want to do is to get a thin, even layer of the gel or glue onto the bottom part of the nail. So how we're gonna do this is in steps. So we're gonna start at the bottom and work our way up. So after applying the gel, you dip your nail, bring it back up, and you use that little sponge. Oh yeah, you tap the nail to get rid of the excess, and then you use the little sponge to brush it off. And after that, you're gonna apply a next layer of the glue to the nail, but this time you want to come just a tad bit up more from where you were before. So it's like a gradient effect in a sense, and this is just so that the nail has somewhat of a shape and somewhat of an apex, and it's just not flat all the way through. Also, like, after applying the gel for a second time, you're gonna want to make sure you have a napkin there to wipe the brush clean so it doesn't get hard. Well, they did provide extra brushes just in case it does, but we're just trying to prevent that before it even happens. So here you see me come up further and further each time until you basically are at the cuticle area, where you try to get that area as neat as possible. And yeah, it's pretty simple. So after doing that to all the fingers, you want to make sure you apply the kiss activator, and this step you cannot miss. And you also want to be extremely generous with the activator, because this is what melts the nails and brings everything together. You want to apply it all around the nail, cap the edges and all of that, because without this, I'm telling you guys, the nails will literally just fall apart. You need the activator before you move on to the next step. So this is what the nails are looking like after applying approximately 5 to 6 layers of the gel and then the dip powder to each nail. It does have an apex. It's not too thick, it's not too thin, but bear in mind, if you are doing your nails longer than I am, you'll need to make them thicker, because yeah, you need that extra support there. And if you are doing it shorter, of course, you don't need to do that many layers, but it all depends on what you're doing. So as I was saying before, if you want to go ahead and use the kiss file, you can, but it's just a lot easier if you use a regular file. So this is what my nails look like after I was finished filing, and yes, you are seeing correctly, I did lose yet another nail. So this was what, this second or third, this is the third red flag, and like, it was the same nail that broke before. As you can see, it's the white one, the one that I really didn't like in the first place, and you can still see that it had an apex. So the reason for it breaking was obviously not because it was too thin, because an apex is there. I don't know, I just feel like the quality of these tips are not the best. They were too flexible and too soft, and yeah, so at this point I took a breather, I took a break, and I came back. So I'm just going to use this opportunity to show you guys how you can remove the dip nails if you do apply these and it's time to take them off. You want to cut it down to a reasonable level and then use a file. You can use a hand file, but it's a lot easier if you do use a e-file to file down a lot of the nail so it's not too thick. And after you do that, you want to go ahead and grab yourself some acetone, pure 100% acetone, and some cotton as well. What you're gonna do is you're gonna soak the cotton pad with acetone, and after doing that, if you don't have this this little clip thing, I think I got it off Amazon, but if you don't have that, you can also use foil paper, anything that you can wrap the nail in. So you want to insert the cotton inside the foil or whatever you're working with, and then attach it to the nail. So you want to leave it like that for approximately 5 minutes before coming back, removing everything and exposing that soft gooey layer under the cotton. So then you're gonna grab yourself something sharp. You can use a cuticle pusher, and you're gonna scrape the soft gooey layer off the nail. Do this a couple times and the nail should be all gone. So now I'm just gonna show you guys from scratch how I do the nail. And I didn't mention this before, but you do need to apply your dehydrator and primer like you're doing any other design. The kit doesn't come with it, so you might need to grab yourself some, and I will leave links below that you guys can use. Now, in case any of you guys are wondering, I did replace that tip with one of the tips from my stash, and I do get all my tips from Amazon, so I will be sure to leave links to those as well. And right now I'm just applying a thin even layer of the gel to the bottom surface of the nail before dipping it inside the dip powder. I leave it there for about 10 seconds and I tap the nail to get rid of the excess, and then I use a sponge to get rid of the additional excess. Now, like I said before, the next layer of your gel should always be a tad bit higher than the previous layer of your gel. And this just makes sure that the nail has a shape to it and it's not completely flat. After coating the nail, you want to wipe the brush off. Of course, I said this before, and then redip the nail. And you basically continue doing this same process. It's a little bit repetitive, so I didn't put a lot in there until you get to the top. Now, as soon as you're finished with that process, you want to grab the Kiss Activator again and apply this generously again to the nail. Remember, get all of the nail. You want to get the cuticle area, the sides, the tip, everything. Now, I don't normally leave filing inside my nail videos because, like, why? But I did for the sake of this video, just to show you guys what can sometimes happen when you're using dip powder. While you're filing your nail, you might reveal some of the soft powder that is underneath, and when that happens, it's really nobody's fault, but I want to show you guys what you can do to fix it. So right there, I have a little thing sticking up, and I could tell that it was not fileable because of how soft it was. So what I did was I grabbed my nipper and I clipped it off, and then I went for my activator and I filled that little hole. Now, depending on how deep your hole is, oh my god, depending on how deep it is, you might need to go back in with more dip powder and then more activator before begin filing. Throughout this entire filing process, I had so many hiccups. I had to stop so many times to go for more activator to apply because I was just revealing a lot of soft acrylic that was not cured. And yeah, but anyways, I made it through, and this is what my nails look like after I finished filing. I really do love the shape and I love how they turned out, but it was just a whole lot more work than I anticipated. So now I'm just grabbing the buffer and I'm just smoothing the surface of the nail, and then I'll just brush away the dust. So after I'm finished filing and buffing, I'm gonna take more activator and apply it to all of my nails. Activator throughout this whole process is gonna be your best friend. Like, you need to use it, and you need to use a whole lot if you want this process to go smoothly, I'm telling you. So right now I'm just showing you guys the nail polish that I will be using. It's a nice baby soft pink, and I thought I was gonna use this rose gold pigment powder in the shade Toasted, but I didn't end up using it. And I also thought I was gonna be using these little flowers, but I didn't. So I'm gonna apply 2 thin layers of the gel polish to my nails and cure it in the lamp, and then I'm gonna apply 1 layer of my top coat. So instead of using the rose gold pigment powder that I showed you guys before, I will be using the Born Pretty Unicorn Pigment, and this is in the shade 8. Got this from Amazon. It comes with this little applicator brush thing that you dip inside the pigment and then rub on top of the surface of your nail. So that's what I'm going to be doing to all the nails, and then I will apply my top coat. So after doing all that, this is what my nails look like, and guys, let me just say I am in love with how these turned out. This was done for my birthday, and new girl, who this? Anyways, if you guys see my fingers shaking, that's really just because this was day 2 of me doing my nails, and at this point I don't had enough of the BS and the hiccups and the bumps, and I was so glad to be finished. If you guys want to go ahead and try this kit, I would recommend it if you're willing to go through the stuff that I went through. I mean, I don't think you can lose. So I'm gonna end by adding some cuticle oil to my fingers, and then I'm gonna massage it in. You know the drill. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Don't forget to give the video a big thumbs up, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and leave me a comment down below, and I will see you guys in my next video.